This is Harry Potter Year 1, Chapter 4, world building series. Again, this is when Hagrid shows up and tells Harry he's a wizard. So that's where we leave off, and it is a jarring introduction for him, right? He's lived with a non-magical family who doesn't have much imagination and is actively denying wizardry. So, I thought, Hagrid showing up and being half giant, right? That is like another mythical, class of, being that, if he's half giant implies there's full giants out there somewhere. So he says, galloping gargoyles. That's something Hagrid says. I like that. It's kind of like a little catchphrase. He doesn't use it much, but still neat to, we all have our kind of thing. This chapter and the next kind of reinforce how similar this universe is to, to make it more relatable, like make it similar and easy to relate to by saying, Hagrid got expelled from Hogwarts. So he got expelled from school. Like it's a traditional, the Hogwarts wizarding school is similar to like a traditional boarding school. It lasts a little longer, 7 years, so that's kind of like middle school plus high school for, at least that's how I had it in America. So, Hagrid also uses his umbrella to give Dudley, Harry's cousin, a pigtail. So again, it kind of seems that there's different magical items that can have to be used to do magic. I mean, we later find out that his wand got crushed up because of the actions that forced him to be expelled. So he then has his wand / umbrella. And also Harry finds out that his parents didn't die in a car crash, but that they were murdered. So kind of a typical thing to do, right? Protect the kids, lie to them, about difficult topics, right? Like, until they're old enough to find out. So Harry does find out his parents are killed. So yeah, that was chapter 4, The Keeper of the Keys. Chapter 5 is called Diagon Alley. So Hagrid is the transition from the normal, non-magical world to the world of magic. Diagon Alley is pretty neat. It's kind of like a main street. You can think of it like any, department stores, downtown shopping area, I guess, for lack of a better word. It's really neat that he delivers letters using an owl, and the papers are delivered. He pays with bronze nuts, so it also implies that, or it explains that there is a difference between magic money and human muggle money. So bronze nuts are what the basic unit was called. So they do stop at the wizard bank called Gringotts, and it is run by goblins and guarded by dragons and other mysterious things that we find out later. So again, more classes of beings, magical beings to find, and goblins are pretty cool. So there's a government. So there's a bank. There's also a government called the Ministry of Magic. It gets dealt with a lot later. Just know there's enough wizards that they need their own government. In Diagon Alley, they get the school books for the coming school term, year 1 at Hogwarts. And I really liked that it again pulled it back to made it relatable to regular studies or human studies, right? Potions is equivalent to chemistry. There's a history of magic, which is obviously history. Plants and animals, care for magical creatures, and herbology both roughly equate to a biology class. Theory of magic could be physics or math, kind of, but self-defense would be almost like a gym class or recess or something. So I don't think they teach self-defense in schools, or at least they didn't in my school. So it's also cool that you can bring along a pet. They are a little unusual, right? Toads and owls would be an unusual pet for a non-magic human. Cat, though, seems pretty normal and would be easy to relate to. Again, reinforcing that first years aren't allowed on their to own their own brooms. So yeah, same deal, right? Like you go freshman year of high school or college, you're not supposed to own your own car and drive, you know, just to pull it back and make it relatable. I did like that when he met all the strangers in the pub, the Leaky Cauldron, that they, you know, that was his first taste of, you know, him being famous. Like random people know him or know who he is. And shaking hands as a greeting, so that was neat. That, you know, makes the connection, makes this easier to, you just bond with the book without even knowing it. This just is just like setting the scene, the world building, right? Laying the groundwork. Meet Professor Quirrell, who for the rest of the book is a big character there, and how he encounters vampires, another class of magical beings. So we're kind of building the universe and different types of individuals and interactions, that kind of thing. Quidditch is equated to, they called it wizard soccer. So more on that later. Let's see. And then the actual, I think the last thing that they talk about in that chapter is the money. So it is 17 silver sickles to a galleon and 29 bronze nuts to a sickle. So they do have, you know, you can make change, but it's all change. I don't know. They don't have paper money. It's all coins. So, yeah, these two chapters really brought it home, made it easy to relate to, and just kind of pulled you in and made you want to keep reading. So this really did set the scene. This was World Building chapters 4 and 5. See you next time.